Hi, I'm Phaedra. Sorry it's been so long since the last video. I was gonna have it out last week, but then I realized I may have bitten off more than I could chew with this project. Next time I do something like this, I'll just turn it into a little series. Anyway, I've decided to turn flowers into a series of characters that make up a found family. I'm a sucker for that kind of trope, so I thought it would fit in really well with this kind of topic. I also thought it would be a great way to fill out background characters that don't look like boring NPCs. Besides that, however, I've always been enamored by turning different things into characters, so I thought I'd finally give it a proper go. I used Prickly Alpaca's method of making a mood board and initial sketches before getting into the actual drawing. Turns out that method works pretty well for me too. By the way, you should go check out their channel, she's amazing. Anyway, let's get into it and start unpacking the chaos. As you can see, the flowers I chose here were dandelion, spider lily, lavender, orchid, love in a mist, and lily of the valley. I figured they would be a great combination of flowers, and honestly, I couldn't narrow down which ones I wanted to use more or less. It was originally just going to be 4 characters, but I couldn't help myself. They were all so pretty. I tried to come up with somewhat cohesive designs for each of them, give them each their flower in their design, or give them a little bit of green, but I sort of fell off of doing that towards the end. My bad. I wanted to give them similar color palettes as well, but in the end I kinda just gave them the color palette of the rainbow. I have yellow for dandelion, green for lily of the valley, red for spider lily, purple for lavender, orange for orchid, and blue for love in a mist. So we're there now. I guess it kind of works. I started off with dandelions, and I kind of wanted to make her a child due to the childlike joy that dandelions bring everyone. Dandelions symbolize hope, healing, and resilience, and I also believe they symbolize wishes and dreams. And who has bigger wishes and dreams than children? I wanted her to be the youngest, and she wants to be like all her sisters when she grows up. I figured, it would just make perfect sense. In Dandelion's profile, I've got a lot of, childish things, color palettes, flowers. I picked a lot of hairstyles I thought would work best for her. I wanted something short and fluffy and cute. Something that really brought out the kid inside. I thought it was fitting. I imagine out of all of them that Dandelion is a little bit of a foodie, seeing as every part of the dandelion is actually edible. I also think she would be a huge fan of the sky, like at night specifically, since the dandelion is the only flower that symbolizes the 3 celestial bodies of the sun, moon, and stars. The sun when it's yellow, the moon when it's a white dandelion puff, and the stars when you blow the puffs away. I thought it was really cute. I imagine she's a little bit wild and off her rocker at points, but she's genuinely sweet and kind and caring. She likes to take care of her sisters whenever she can, and will do her best to make sure everyone's alright. The second youngest was Lily of the Valley. She's a symbol of purity, joy, love, sincerity, happiness, and luck. I wanted her to be some kind of fantasy cottagecore type girl, the kind of girl who loves gardening. Excellent green thumb in terms of plants. She's really sweet and precious. She's blind, so it's really hard for her to see things, but she's always able to sense what she's touching. I'd like to think it's kind of like since this is a fantasy world, it's kind of like she's got some sort of sixth sense, similar to how Toph sees. I wanted a lot of her dress to mimic the shape of a lily of the valley flower, that sort of bell-like shape that they have. I also wanted it to embody a lot of embroidery, especially on the brim and on the little side piece of her skirt. I thought it would be really cute and fitting. Actually, one of the reasons I decided to make her blind was because of a folklore tale I remember about the lily of the valley. It's said that when planted outside, the lily of the valley can bring good luck to any women in the family. but when planted inside, it brings bad luck and foreshadows death of a woman in the family. I thought that maybe in a fantasy way, somebody brought in Lily of the Valley one time, and that caused Lily to go blind. I know that thought may be a little out there, but I like it, and I thought it was really cute and fitting. Well, not necessarily cute, seeing as she has gone blind, but you know, it tells a little bit more of a story. Next up, we have the third youngest, named Lavender. Lavender flowers represent purity, silence, devotion, serenity, grace, and calmness. I imagine Lavender to be somewhat of a maid / waitress at a sort of bookstore cafe. I'm not really sure how else to describe it. You could think of it like there's of course, the library or bookstore, and then there's a little like tea shop maybe on one side of it, where customers can go and read books while they drink or eat breakfast or something. I figured that's where she would work, and what her passion was. She'd probably be surrounded by books constantly, and would teach Dandelion how to read and write, while also making delicious meals. I actually ended up having a lot of trouble with Lavender, mostly with her hair and her dress. I didn't know what I wanted to give her or how I wanted to style everything. All I really knew is I wanted something curly or wavy in her hair to help represent and mimic the, the fluffiness a lavender kind of looks like it has. The dress is rather slim, but it has this flow at the bottom. I thought it might be fitting if she was on the slimmer side, seeing as lavender is also a rather slim flower. Call me crazy. I don't know. I thought it was fitting. Next, we have the third oldest of the bunch, and one of my personal favorite designs, Orchid. Orchids mean thoughtfulness, refinement, fertility, beauty, charm, and love. I figured with this, she'd kind of be a princessy-like character with a passion for designing and creating things. As stated previously, I imagined her to have a very princessy aesthetic. I wanted her to be, glamorous. It looked nice, and I also decided to give her and base her off of some gorgeous women with vitiligo. If I'm naming it correctly. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I just looked it up and it's vitiligo. I got it right. Oh. So, I wanted her to be, very bright and pretty and colorful. I thought that the pinkish orange in the flower orchid I was basing her off of would make a really pretty contrast to the pinkish brown of her skin. I don't know. Compliment, not contrast, but it was just so pretty and I couldn't help myself. I thought it was perfect. Now that I'm looking at the drawing up close, however, I realize I forgot to do her eyes, so after I finish this voiceover, I'm gonna have to go fix that up. Anyway, she's so pretty, and I love her so much. I imagine she helps Dandelion make all of these fashion choices. I think she helps everyone make fashion choices, and just brilliant sense of style. Absolutely gorgeous. Next, we have the second oldest, which is Spider Lily, specifically the red Spider Lily, which is often linked with sad memories, such as last goodbyes or the death of a loved one. Meanwhile, there are also white and yellow spider lilies. White spider lilies represent positive nature, freshness, and simply living life, while gold/yellow spider lilies are associated with wealth and richness. When I think of Spider Lily, I imagine she's like a mortuary's assistant or a graveyard worker. She's very sophisticated in her taste, and she just, I don't know, she's a little dark sometimes. She doesn't mean to be off-putting, but that's just kind of how she comes off most of the time. Wow, I really hope it's not that obvious that I have no script for this video. Spider Lily has a little bit of dark humor, and by a little bit, I mean a lot. She's very into the true crime and horror scene, and I imagine she spends a lot of time with Lavender in her bookstore. She's she gets scolded a lot, however, by Love in a Mist due to scaring Dandelion and Lily sometimes. But it's fine. It's not like she's that mean. She's a little sassy and she walks around with a cane due to an impairment in her legs. It's a little hard for her to walk at times, but she's otherwise pretty stable and very, I don't know, kind for the most part. She's a little, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Finally, and last but not least, we have the oldest, Love in a Mist, which means a symbol of unrequited love. I imagine Love in a Mist owns a bakery and gives the best advice. However, despite how much I love her character and at least her personality, I'm not very fond of her character design. It'll show more and more as the speed paint progresses, but I swear, she looks a little too much like Kaya Alberich from Genshin Impact, and it's getting on my nerves. I didn't mean to do this, but the skin tone, the hair, even the ponytail is on the right side. She's got the sass, she's got the look, even the, I don't know, everything. The color palette, the sleeves, it's all there, and it's driving me mad, so I decided to point it out before anyone comments it. Anyway, she gives brilliant advice, she's super sweet, she guides Lily and Dandelion through any of the troubles that they seem to have, and she's there to help just guide people. She makes wonderful food too. Jellies, jams, apricots get turned into pies. It's all great. I absolutely love her. She's really sweet, and I wanted to give her a very much, I don't know, bakery feel. I took a lot of like lovecore aesthetics and clothing, and I mixed it with similar princessy and baking type stuff. I don't know how to explain it. Just thought it was pretty. Well, hey, look at that. We're at the end of the video. That was actually kind of difficult for me. I wasn't expecting it to be this long, and I didn't have a script on top of that because I was kind of on a time crunch, so I didn't want to spend so much time writing a script and then reading it all out over and over again because I struggle with reading out loud. But hey, we're here, and these are all the finished character designs. I hope you enjoyed them. I really like a lot of them, but my personal favorites have to be Orchid, Spider Lily, and Dandelion. Well, it's a little hard to choose, but I definitely know my least favorite is Love in a Mist. Anyway, with that, I'm Kiyomi's Storybook, and I hope you've enjoyed your time with me and have a wonderful day.